So today's radio
I was
button.
practicing at work. I didn't have much to do, so I was practicing the checkbox and checkbox list, and you can use a for loop, right? Because
Yes, yes, yes.
it's
We
a
have
list.
multiple
But
items.
for individual checkboxes, you can only use the if, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So that's what I could not figure out how to take out the comma. So that's why I wanted the video so I can, again look at it.
Okay.
But
The thing is like it takes too much of time to convert to MP for format.
I
Suppose,
know, but
yeah.
it's for me also. It's night time, so I'm listening and understanding. But when you practice, there's something that's always like
Yeah,
not
yeah.
working.
So from tomorrow onwards, like I keep on like updating on parallelly on
Okay,
day
okay,
basis. Okay, so
okay.
that you can
So
get it.
right now you send me the links to Skype, right?
Radio button class. This is also one of the control which is inherited from system.web.ui.web controls. All controls which are available in ASP.NET, which are inherited from this namespace, that is system.web.ui.web controls. Okay, the basic purpose of radio button is which is used to select an item in an either or situation, if or if or else, in the basis of if or else. Okay, you have to choose only one item among a different group of elements which are associated within a single group. Say for example, we have a group called medium. We have different types of mediums. Or if we have a groups of selections, okay, like veg or non-veg, like food types. So there you have a provision to select only one out of the selection. So in such scenarios, we can make use of radio button. Okay. So there will be the mostly common properties which are associated with checkbox are available with radio button. And coming to the appearance settings, like we have a back color, border cell, font name, font border, font italic, for color, and many more properties which help us to design a radio button effectively with the help of these things. And here also we already saw yesterday about CSS class. Okay, here also we have a CSS class and the themes and skins, and event validation, and work with radio button control. And apart from this, we have one of the most important property, that is auto post back property. So generally, whenever we are going to fire an event for a particular control in ASP.NET, we have to set auto post back property to true. Otherwise, our request won't send to server, and server can't process our request. Okay, so that it is always
Okay.
mandate to make auto set auto post back property set to true. Okay, and as well as
Okay.
if you are dealing a multiple number of radio buttons, okay, how can you ensure that a single radio button will be checked at all times? That we have one property called, that is nothing but by using that property, we can make use of our radio button, that is nothing but a group name. Okay, if we set a group name, then automatically, suppose I have a 10 radio buttons, so out of which 3 belongs to one group, 7 belongs to other group. Okay, 3 belongs to one group means what my intention is, out of 3 every time only one selection should be done. 7 is another group, which
Right.
means that out of 7 only one element should always be clickable. So at that point of time, we have to set one property, that is nothing but a group name. Okay, by using group name, for all 3 we have to give one group name, for all 7 we have to give one group name. So that if you set the group name, automatically the set of radio buttons which are associated with that set always be selected one, irrespective of number of clicks which we are passing to the different of radio button controls. Okay, so this is one of the important most important property out of all those things. ID, name, these are the quite common. So ID or name, one and the same. Okay, and text, this is also quite common, which we already discussed about these things. And one of the most important thing is, that is nothing but group name, which is used to set or get the group name group name, but make sure to provide a same group name, group name for all the particular group related radio button, so that always one radio button will be selected in all instance from that particular group. Okay, so
Okay.
this is the one of the important property. And coming to the events, what are the event that we saw yesterday for checkbox, same event is available. Okay, let me show you like in practical way so that we can understand how we will work with the radio buttons. I'm going to open my Visual Studio. There I would like to add one new web form. So I click on new radio button, sorry, new item. So I'm going to click on web form. So I give them radio ex. Just I want to insert a table. Just I would like to take like 3 rows. So this is one of the radio button. We can select the where radio button will be there. So this is the radio button. Just cut it and paste here. This is our radio button. You want a couple of radio buttons here. Just I would like to take 2 other radio buttons. So just I want to select your core programming language. Here I would like to take one text box, and I would like to take button. Here also I would like to take button. So I would like to change the ID of my control. So txt name. So I want to take one more radio button here. Let us examine the properties. What are the properties which are available? So ID, we know all this: access key, auto post back color, border color. These are related to styles and font height and text, text align tooltip we already know. So validation group, and all these things we already know except this one, right? So here we have to pass. Suppose if you are using like select your programming language, if you define some sort of radio buttons here, it means that out of this selection only one should be selectable always. uh, okay, that's the reason where we placed all this in a single group. Okay, first we will see without group name, and then we will see what is the use of group name. Okay, just I want to give the text for this radio button. So for example, C sharp .net, and then I would like to give this bb.net. JSharp.net. Okay, these are the three programming languages that I provided here. So just I would like to give RD, BTN, C. RD, BTN, VB. RD, BTN, J. Like that I changed the idea of this radio buttons. And similarly I want to change idea of buttons also. So this I want to make it BTN submit, and as well as I'm going to change the text of this button. I make this button to submit. Similarly I want to change the text of the another button, that is clear button, and ID is BTN clear. ID is BTN clear. Now what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to execute this program. We'll see what was the selection default selection behavior of radio buttons. See, when I'm going to click on this button, actually if I'm going to click on this button, this radio button, then this should be selected and rest of the things will be unselected. But here everything is selected, but this is not an actual behavior of the radio button. What our intention is, in this group only one radio button should be selected. So in order to make this, we can make use of a group name property. By using group name, we can provide a single name for all these elements, so that it ensures that all are belongs to same group. Okay, here go to the radio button properties. Here we will find a group name. So for example, I want to give PL. Nothing but this is a programming language group. Here also I'm going to provide PL. So give a meaningful name so that it is the best approach. It is a good practice in our programming. So like group name PL. I provided a group name PL. Now what I'm going to do is, if I click C#.net, the moment when I click VB.net, then C#.net will be disabled, deselected. When I click on JSharp.net, so the moment VB.net will be deselected. In such a way we can make use of this. Here I would like to extend one more thing. I can make use of another property here. So just I want to copy one more radio button. I want to take one more radio button. For this, I would like to change the text to other, and other is RD BTN. So I can make it to other. Okay, other. Okay. If user selects another one as a radio button, then what we have to do is, so I'm going to execute this program. I want to execute. If user clicks on another button, then I want to display something to the end user. Okay. See what I'm going to do. I will take is, here I would like to insert one more row. Okay. So row below selection, select other or programming. So this I would like to take with the help of a label. So here I would like to change text, select other programming language, LBL other programming language. Here I want to give text also, text box also. So just I want to give TXT programming language. Okay, here what my condition is, the moment when I select this other radio button, then only I have to, like, display these two elements. Otherwise I don't want to display these two things. So in such a way I would like to do a coding, check how I'm going to write a code. See, I'm going to, like, take an button click, submit click. Okay, so here also, in order to know the checked state of a radio button, we have a property. The property is nothing but, here generally in our checkbox also we have one property, that is nothing but checked, right? So here also we have the same property. By using that we can know the state of a particular, radio button. So whenever we are going to know the state of a particular radio button, we should ensure that the checkbox is checked or not. So basically in our program. So how can we know, so whether our radio button is in checked mode or not? So with the help of our property, that is nothing but checked property, which is as similar to our checkbox. By defaultly checked is false. Whenever we are going to, like, select particular radio button, then automatically it becomes to true. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, I see, we already discussed about visible property, which is also one of the common property for each and every control. See, I want to show you in text box. I want to show you for radio button. We have visible property. Okay, yesterday we spoke about visible property. Purpose of visible property is, when we make visible to true, then automatically that particular control is visible to the end user. The moment when we change it that to false, then automatically it will be invisible to the end user. So as according to my requirement, at the time of running of my program, I don't want to visible this label and this text box. The moment user, when the moment the user selects other radio button, then only I have to, like, visualize to the end user. Okay, that is the reason where I would like to set these properties of text box and label to visible to false in my, page load event, because always my page load event will start first, right? So lbl other dot visible equal to false, as well as txt pl dot visible. Okay, this is also another property false. So now I'm going to see, this is not in button submit. We should ensure that this will be there in our page load. Okay, if it is in page load only, at the time of running it will be applicable. Okay, so first page load will rises, right? It will hit, right? So now I'm going to check. So this is the thing, there is no other control. So look, no label, no text box is visible for us, right? Suppose if I uncomment this, let us check, like, whether it is visible, like it is displaying or not. It is displaying. Okay, so now I would like to uncomment this. Now I would like to write a code for this. First, if this radio button is selected, then only I want to visible those things. Okay, for this I want to write a code. If
What
I,
will this line do? The button submit dot click plus.
yeah, that will, I will tell you what it will do.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so see, in order to see if radio button is selected, so I want to do something. So then
Right.
how can we,
You want to make the
yes,
visible is equal to true.
yeah, I want to make visible equal to true. In
Okay.
order to know the particular event for a radio button, so we should navigate to the events, and here we have a checked changed is an event, which is the same event for checkbox also. Okay,
Right.
if I'm double click on this, so radio button checked changed event will come. Here I am going to write a code. Okay, if rdbtn other dot checked, okay, equal to true. Then I would like to make it to true. Okay, I can make it to true. Else I can make it. See, understand, like, this shorthand level implementation, we can write equal to true also, right? We can write like
Right.
this also. Without writing true also we can make it. This is nothing but shorthand notation, okay, which indicates that if it is a true, then only it will navigate. Not equal to, that is not a good not I won't say it is not good practice, but you can know, as experience, we can make use of a shorthand type of coding techniques, okay.
Okay.
So we can make it as check. If it is checked, I would like to, like, make it visible to true. Otherwise I would like to make it to visible to false, okay. Now when I'm going to select any of the radio button, so this anything, so just what are the selections is there, when I click on the submit button, what are the selections that I have, I'm going to display that in one of the label, okay. Just here I would like to consider one label. So in order to display final output for me, so just I would like to take a label. So for this label, for my runtime text is empty. Okay, why? Because I would like to provide my text at like, dynamic time. So in order to, apply decorations, means text styles or something like, font, all those things, we have a one namespace system dot, what is that? Yesterday we saw, no, system dot web dot drawing, right? System dot drawing. So in this namespace only we have a font, colors, and all those things, font related styles. Okay, now I'm going to check if, so in order to capture all this information, so which radio button is going to be selected. For this I would like to take a string itself, right? String programming language PL, just I would like to take PL equal to string dot empty. Just I'm going to assign my string itself. So if rdbtnc dot checked, then PL equal to PL plus RD button dot text, whatever the text that is associated, that I want to display here. Similarly, I want to take RD BTN VB dot checked. Here RD BT VB. Similarly, if RD BTN J, that is nothing but J shop checked. If RD BTN dot what other, right? So other, if other is checked, then we have to capture an information from, text box, right? See here, uh, I did one mistake. That mistake you have to find out. Okay, PL equal to txt PL dot text. What are the input that we pass for the particular text box? I'm capturing to this value, to this value. See, I did one mistake in this program that you have to figure out. Hello, Rekha.
Yeah.
Are you figuring?
Yes, I'm listening.
I'm not asking about listening. Are you figure out like what was the mistake in this program?
Mistake.
Just compare your checkbox example with radio button, then you'll get it.
Uh, the same, the minus, the comma thing.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, where are you displaying the PL over here? Like
Yeah, I will make it no problem. So just here only we have one mistake that you have to figure out.
in the if,
Yes, yes. In this block only, up to here only we
there's,
have.
you don't have else, no?
Also,
There's no else.
earlier also we didn't do any else related things. Else is not mandatory.
Else is not
Not
mandatory. Okay.
mandatory. If it is required, then only we can put. Okay. The thing is, so just understand this. The thing is, in checkbox we have a provision to select multiple checkboxes, right?
Right.
For radio button, do we have a
You
provision to
can,
select multiple things?
no,
No,
no.
no. For
So this is
for
all
that
wrong.
reason,
Yeah.
yeah, we have to make it else, else if,
Everything is else if.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
But and in the last one you put curly braces, but in the above you
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
put,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
it's okay.
That also you have to clarify why it's so. So generally, if this is a single statement, no need to put curly braces. If it is a multiple
Oh,
things,
okay. It's
you have to,
optional.
yeah, yeah, that is
Okay.
an option that you have to place. Okay.
Okay.
You got my point, right? In radio button,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have
It
a
should
single
be
selection. That's the reason only either of this one will be selected at any moment. That's the reason where we are
right.
using else if. But whereas in the checkbox,
So you don't need to do plus, right? You can just straight away put because only one of them will be selected. So you don't have to do the plus thing. You can just put
yes,
PL
yes,
is equal to
yes, yes. That also we have to correct it. And
yeah.
also one more thing, for this radio button, we took this as a new thing, right? Other. Okay.
Right.
So for this, okay, group name is already been set. Suppose if the value is txtpl, that values we have to display for the label, right? Whatever the value that we have. So just I'm going to assign just this data. Okay, this comma and all those things is not at all required for me.
Right.
Okay. So here also curly braces is not at all required because I'm executing only single statement here, right? So no need to pass curly braces here. Just I'm assigning that PL value. Now I want to display this information to the end user, right? So LBL message dot for color equal to color dot green. I want to make this color to for color to green. And as well as for this message label, I would like to assign my text equal to your name is plus txt name dot text, right?
Right.
So here I want to display that in a next line, so that I'm using a break. Next is your programming language selection is plus
PL.
pl
P.
l dot toString. Okay, here
Okay.
just I want to execute this program, and let us after this let us enhance this program. Just I'm going to execute this program now. Okay. just I would like to select a C sharp. Just when I click on this, okay, my thing is okay. If I want to make this other, when I click on this submit, then automatically here your programming language selection is, I got this as an empty, right? Suppose when I'm deselect, like when I select this, or when I select this, or when I select this, these things are not, like, I don't want to display these things, right?
Right.
Yeah, that we have to write a, like, coding here. This is one enhancement. And then when I click on other, I won't get anything here. This is also required for me, okay, that I can do here. Okay, see, now what I'm going to do is, if your radio button, like, C sharp is checked, okay, so assigning your value to C, and as well as you have to ensure that that is in false mode, means that visibility status of those things will be false mode. That's the reason where I used curly braces here. Okay, just I'm going to, because always you can ensure that that is in a false mode. Now one more thing is, here in PL you are capturing the text of radio button, right? But here in PL you are capturing the text of text box, but which is incorrect. That we have to correct from here. So just PL equal to RD bit another dot text, means now you are capturing your button text, okay, and then you have to follow, like, so this I declared at starting, and this part I'm going to declare here. Under this, your program language selection is, you will get other. If it is other, you have to extend one more thing, that is specify what is the other programming language, right? Other programming language is plus, I'm using here, I would like to provide what are the text that is associated with the TXTPL that I'm going to display here.
But
In
PL is on. Shouldn't it be PL dot txt? Why are you doing toString?
here,
Yeah,
yeah,
everywhere. Why are you doing toString?
here only, right? Not everywhere, here
Yeah,
and here. Yeah,
and here, yeah,
yeah, PL is your string, right? String variable. So that is
yeah,
the reason where I'm going to convert to string. So this is also, actually this is also not at all required. Text is for our text box. Okay,
right.
whenever we are using for text, this is a property for our text box. For string, either you have to use convert dot to string or to string. That's it. Okay. Here to
Okay,
string also not at all required, because anyway that by defaultly
it's
that is in
already a
a
string. Yeah,
it's already in string. So
right.
we can make use like this also. Okay, you got my
Okay,
point, right? If it is in, like,
right.
other, just I'm extending this to other. I would like to display other programming language also. If it is
Okay,
normal, so other than this, so if it is a normal thing, just I'm going to display a normal thing, which label your name is something. So these things I would like to place everywhere, everywhere. Just I'm commenting this part. Now let us see how we are going to, like, display our things. So like, suppose C sharp.net, and I click this button. When I click on other button, so see, when I click on other button, so nothing is displayed for me. See, when I click on other button, nothing is displayed for me. So
right.
these things we have to cover. So now I would like to put a breakpoint for here, breakpoint here, and I'm going to execute this program. so that we can understand what was the loophole for this. So basically it comes to the page load. So and then after this C#.NET, and I click on this submit button. So again it's set to false. Again it's set to false. Now when I click on other, okay, when I click on other, so just I want to when I click on this, I want to make this other should be fire, right? Means this event should fire. This event is not at all filing. Why? Because, could you tell me why it is not firing? So we have one property that is nothing but auto post back, right? We already discussed
Okay.
yesterday. So if
Right.
you set it to true, then only our request will be transferred to server, right?
Yeah. But you said all checkboxes and radio buttons we have to set it to true,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Okay.
So this is not in settled mode, like in true mode. So now let us check. Now when I click on this, now it will comes to here. Now only it is displaying, right? So now when I'm
Right.
using Angular JS, Angular JS, when I click on this, so your name is Reka and your other programming is other, your other programming language is Angular JS. Whatever we selected, that is coming here. Okay.
Okay.
Likewise, we can do our our programming implementation, so that we can make sure that each and everything will be it is always in correct mode.
Okay.
Okay. I think you learn many things from this program. Okay. So that's the
Yeah,
reason
yeah.
I want to cover multiple number of properties. That's the reason where I take this concept, and as well as
Okay.
event concepts. I ensure that auto postback is you understand it very carefully, and as
Yeah.
well as visibility properties and all those things. Now just I'm going to extend one more thing to this program. So here we have a events, right? For every radio button we have some sort of events. Okay, here is also event, here is also event. Okay, here is also event. Okay, in order to make all these events to one, we can give a single name here, so that whenever we are clicking on particular button, so that should be fired for a particular function, not with an individual thing. So here you observed here RD button bother checked changed is an event for this, right? When I double click on this, you will get RDBTN VB. When I click on this RDBTN J sharp, when I click on this RDBTN C sharp, like 1, 2, 3 and 4 types of events we will get. But if you want to deal all these events in a single code, then we can handle that also, that we can see. What we have to do is go to a particular control event. We have a checked changed event, right? So here I would like to provide my event. I would like to provide this name. So click on this, you will get a my event, right? Similarly, whatever the name that you provided, if you want the same event, so just you can give that my event name. So automatically it will comes to my event. And as well as if you want to give same name, so just automatically click on this my event. Now you have a doubt. So how to identify my event is coming from this button, or my event is firing from this button, or my event is firing from this button, right? You might have a question,
Right.
right? How to
Right.
identify from where I want to. So let us check first. Let us set all these properties to auto postback. Auto postback to true. Okay, just I want to put a breakpoint. See, when you double click on this, you will get my event. I put a breakpoint. Let us put a breakpoint on this. I want to delete other breakpoints here. Just I'm going to execute this one. When I click on this button, it is firing here. Okay. When I click on this button, it is firing here. When I click on this button, it is firing here. Okay. See, now I want to know which button is clicking, right? For this, I would like to implement a code. If rdbtn c dot checked, okay, then I would like to give a message dot text equal to rdbtn c dot text is clicked. Else if rdbtn vb dot checked, lbl message dot text equal to rdbtn vb dot text is give some space. Else if rdbtn j dot checked, lbl message dot text equal to rdbtn vb dot text is clicked along. Now let me execute this program. So I would like to delete this breakpoint. So we can identify from where we are going to get this but this button is going to be fired. So for every individual controllers have their own ID itself. By using that ID, so we can get to know which is selected. So here we are getting right. So just we can change this one. This is not VB, this is J, right?
Right.
So that's the reason where we get. So in this way we can identify which button is clicked. Okay. If we don't want to differentiate event for each and every button, like you can make it to one, right? Instead of going with multiple events. When you double click that event, you will get a 4 number of events. So for BTN C separate, for VB separate, for JShop separate, for other is separate. So why we are going with all four events? So if you are doing one event, means if you are making it to one, we can write our own conditions according to the clickable, right? So that our code becomes like in a more readable format, and as well we will avoid a lot number of events that has to be present in our coding. In this way we can make use of a single event, right? So the purpose is we can achieve. So if this is click, we can write our block, whatever the code that we want, that we can achieve. We can write in this if block. If this is click, we can write in this block. If it is click, we can write in this block. Like this, we can make it. You got this point?
Right.
Okay.
There was some event like fired something, right?
No, not fired. Generally fired, we will in general terminology we can say that event is raised or event is fired, like that we can say. Means that is
Okay.
nothing but when we click on event, then we can say event is fired or event is clicked. That is a general term. There is no event called fired.
Okay.
Okay, so now I want to extend this program with one more small thing. So generally I would like to click on this clear button. I want to clear all the data. So generally, so we have text dot name dot text equal to text pl dot text equal to, okay, lbl other pl dot text lbl message dot text equal to empty. Like this is a common thing which you already customers habited to write same kind of code for clear button. Okay, now I want to show you something different. Okay, something different for clear button. Say consider in your web page you have a 50 number of controls. Okay, 50 number of controls. So for 50 number of controls, writing like this is a difficult task. Text name dot text, text pl dot text, like this, text a dot text, text b dot text, like that is a difficult task. Okay, that in order to achieve those type of scenarios, we can make you. I will give you a code so that you can follow and you can replace whatever the control that you want in future. Say currently I'm going to make it for this radio buttons. I have how many number of radio buttons here? 1 2 3 4. Radio button 1 dot checked equal to false, radio button 2 dot checked equal to false, radio button 3 dot checked equal to false, and so on. I can't write up to 50, right? So in order to do
Right.
this kind of implementation, I would like to provide something. See, each and every control in ASP.NET is by default a class. Okay, each and every control by default is a class. Right, radio button. I already showed you. Slight green color word is nothing but a class or interface, or it may be a enum. See, when I click on F12, then I got it as a radio button, right? So class radio button. So like if you want to write for if you want to know for text box, that is also a class. Check, click on F12, and this is a class. Like each and every control which are associated with our ASP.NET, those are by default, those are a classes. Okay, for this take radio button array. Okay, obj equal to new radio button. So here I would like to give the count. Okay, size, nothing but my size. What are the radio buttons that I have here? So 1 2 3 4, right? So what is the name of my radio button? First radio button RD button C, right? Comma RD BTN BB, comma RD BTN J, RD BTN other. These are the names of my radio buttons. Totally I have my size is totally my size is 4. Okay, so declare like an array. Okay, give the size means give the how many number of radio buttons that you have and specify the IDs of all radio buttons. Up to so far you are clear, right? Now apply a for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than or equal to obj dot length minus 1 and I plus plus. Now you can write. So your radio button, like that array name is obj of I dot checked equal to false. That's it. Automatically how many number of radio buttons that are selected or that will be like make it to false automatically. See this, say 1. So usually you can apply the same logic for checkboxes also. Instead of radio button you can take it as a checkbox. Instead of radio button here also you can make checkbox. You can do the all checkbox correction and repeat a for loop and you can do. Similarly you can do for text box also. Similar way you can do for labels also. Everything you can do the same thing. Okay, this is one approach that we can check the type based upon the type of the control we are clearing. Okay, so in next class I will give one more short technique for clearing of data. Okay, other than irrespective of the type you can check. Okay, for
Okay.
now you can
Okay.
practice this kind of clear functionality. Okay,
Okay.
don't use like this. Okay, this is as a practical, like as in like understanding purpose we used this. For small things we can manage with this. For larger like larger control, this is one of the best approach that you have to follow. Okay, this ends radio button. Okay, any queries? Am I clear on this part? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, you are not responding. Hello?
Yeah, yeah. I have some the audio problem I had.
Okay, okay.
I'm following it, but yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Is it clear to you?
Okay. Yeah, this is clear.
Okay.
Radio button
Next
is
is,
clear. Group name, everything is clear. Yeah.
okay. So next is nothing but radio button list,
So
which is,
I'm just going to like practice tomorrow the radio button, but like sometimes that happens like in the coding and all that. And I'm trying to convert C# to VB because that's what I have to do.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's why it gets little confusing for me. That's why when I have the video. So
Okay.
everything that you do, I have to convert to VB.
Yes,
Online there is a yeah. So
yes, we have online tools also. Like you can convert your C sharp
yeah, yeah.
also
I
VB.
found that today. I
Okay,
found that today.
okay, okay. That's good. Okay, this is about radio button. Now what you have to do is,
Okay.
you can do one program which is related to radio button list, which is as similar to radio button. So how we have a checkbox and
Checkbook
checkbox
list.
list, as similar to radio
Okay.
button list, you can manage few programs with this. Okay, so that
So the for loop you can do with that,
yes,
right?
yes, yes,
But also in that you can select only one, right?
yes. Anyway, in radio button is also selection is one, if it is in the same group.
Okay.
There is nothing. There is
Okay.
nothing difference between radio button list, but we have a various, like lot of differences in checkbox differences between checkbox and checkbox list, right? All those differences you can't found in between radio button and radio button list. Why? Because here we are by default dealing with a single selection, right? Radio button list also dealing with a single selection, but the thing is, here you can avoid to declare this many number of IDs, 1 2 3, like we have this many number of IDs, right? So instead of that we are dealing with a single ID, and in that single ID we can keep on adding our items. How we add for checkbox list? Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let us go through that, how to navigate to a website with the help of our, like ASP.NET. So we have a different types of approaches in order to navigate from one page to another page through, like cross browser communication as well as with our internal communication. Okay, that we can see in this.
Okay.
Okay, so navigating the website, this is the concept. Just we have various controls. Okay, in order to, like by using that controls we can transfer our data from one page to the another page, or from one form to another form, or one site to another site. I'm going to use add new item. So just I would like to name it as a navigating EX. Here I would like to take one table.
Yeah.
So first of all, by using button related controls, related controls, we can navigate from one page to the another page very easily. Okay.
With the hyperlink or something?
Yes, all button related controls.
Okay. Okay.
Navigate from one page.
You will be showing how to make the columns and like have the left column and then the center content and the
That
navigation
is
on the
in
top.
Bootstrap.
You'll show. Okay.
That is in
Okay.
like you mean to say
So without
yeah, yeah.
that, before Bootstrap, they used to do that in HTML, right? Like before we had Bootstrap.
Yes, like before Bootstrap we
Bootstrap is
can.
pretty new, right?
Yes, yes. Before going with Bootstrap, we just simply manage with the divs. Okay, by using
Right,
width
right.
of this size,
But
width of this size.
nowadays they all do with Bootstrap
Yes,
also.
yes. Because we can ensure that our our website will be like most compatible with all other devices and all other browsers. Like browser
Right,
compatibility
and
and
also,
mobile compatibility is required. For this, most of the
do you know about Telerik or something? Like we have those third-party tools.
yeah, yeah. I have an experience to work with Telnet. More or less the same
So
properties.
that is just to enhance it, right?
Sorry.
Just like to enhance like some extra. That is just to
Yes, yes.
give some more control,
Generally,
like some enhancement.
most of the US projects they are using Telnet controls because it provides a rich UI interface. So when compared to
Okay, okay,
Microsoft controls, it provides a rich UI interface, and even it
okay,
provides like more number of events. By using that, we can reduce the more number of lines of code also, and usability also increases with the help of the Telnet control. That's the reason it was chosen by most of the companies.
and what about Ajax?
Yeah, Ajax is something like different. So why we are using
Okay,
means we have to reduce like our server burden things we are going to use. So Ajax has more extendable features than normal controls. Okay, normal ASP controls and then Ajax controls. Normal Telric controls and Telric Ajax supportable controls are different. Okay, whenever we are using an Ajax, then automatically we can make use of asynchronous and synchronous programming. Means parallel programming we can achieve with the help of our Ajax. That is something different. But the control is same, but control will have a extendable features in order to make use of Ajax. We have a script managers, a tool script managers that we have to register before going with an Ajax.
okay, got it.
Um, Navigating by using button related controls, we can navigate from one page to the another page. So button related means wherever you saw an extension like button, those are related to button related control. Normal button, okay, and then we have an image button. This is also belongs to button related. Hyperlink. This is also button related. Okay, link button. This is also button related. Okay, radio button, this is also button related.
Okay,
Radio button list, this is also button related. These are all the groups of button related. Okay, so let us come to one by one. So first I want to show you like basic button. Okay, it is used to perform some sort of action. It contains following properties. They are, okay, id is common and text is common, okay, and uncommon things that we can check here. Go to F12. So here all these are common. So you will find one is command name. This is this property is common for all button related controls. Okay, even radio or like image button, even hyperlink, all this contains this property. Okay, command name. And this is one of the new property. So far we didn't deal anything on command name. Okay, which is used to
Hello.
differentiate the, yes, hello,
Hello.
yes, tell me, hello, hello.